Yes, you read the title right. Today I'm going to fight the entire D&D Monster Manual. So stick around while I lay out the rules to this fight and see whether or not I will be bested by this book of baleful beasties. So first of all, no, I'm not going to be fighting the book itself. Man versus paper wouldn't make for a good fight. No, I'm going to decide whether or not I could win in a fight against the monsters in the manual. You may be asking, how is this going to work? And also, why are you doing this? We do things differently here on the Dungeon Base channel. I got a new microphone for dangle thingamajiggle. Well, to answer the second one first, because I don't play by the rules, there was a survey conducted by YouGov, yep, the UK market research data analytics firm, about whether or not people could beat a list of animals in a fight unarmed. They also asked a bunch of Americans, and to no surprise, the Americans were much more confident in every fight, which, by the way, isn't an insult. If you go on a hike in certain states, there's a real chance you'll see a bear. Meanwhile, if you go on a hike here, there's a real chance you'll see a rabbit, maybe a sheep, but you know, have you seen what rabbits are like over here?
Jesus Christ!
So those that are told how to deal with these very real threats, yeah, they're going to have the knowledge advantage from knowing how to do all these things and know all these survival tips. Which by this logic, Australians should have took this too, to see them answer yes to everything. So I'm going to follow the footsteps of the very real and very serious market research firm who asked 3,000 people whether or not they could beat a kangaroo in a boxing match, and ask, could I beat the terrifying creatures in the Monster Manual? As to how this is going to work, I'm not going to see if I can beat things in the beast category, because unless it's a dinosaur, it's just animals again, like the original survey, so I'm going to run through a bunch of the weirder creatures and sit and puzzle out whether I could go toe-to-toe with them and win. However, the whole unarmed thing is going to be a problem, because unless I'm a monk or an incarnate by now, I'm just not going to be able to beat most of these guys. So there's an extra layer. I asked my good friend Ryan to make me into a D&D character. I asked him because he's known me for a long time, and it removes any chance that I'll boost my stats, or more believably, lower them. And transferring me into the character sheet, he made me into a half-elf glamour bard with 8 strength, 16 dexterity, 12 con, 14 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 16 charisma, saying I got that riz. I chose myself some spells and tried to match them to me as close as I can. Like I chose Hideous Laughter because I've told the joke before, and I have a terrible laugh. And I chose Locate Objects because I can find things decently. And Locate Creature because if I'm at a party, that dog is mine. First I'm going to decide whether I could beat this beastie in question just as me, but I'm also going to consider if I, as a bard, and the bard was me, and I was the bard, not a character, and I was a bard, could I beat the creature? The battlefield we'll be using is going to be an open arena, like a gladiatorial arena, so neither of us can just climb a ledge and shoot down and pop shots at the other one. It's going to be me versus one of these creatures, so no swarms or multiples regardless of CR. And the creatures are going to be picked based on CR, so I don't have to fight an aboleth or an Aarakocra first. So those are the rules. A fight to the death with each of us at maximum capacity after a long rest. No magical items, just the base items we have on us. So, let's fight
The Monster Manual.
Hi, do I look like a bard yet? What about now? I am a bard, so it's only natural. Also, there's gloves. It's too warm in here. First up, the guys on screen. I'm not even going to cover them. Yeah, I would destroy these guys. But here are some honourable mentions. A twig blight, a myconid sprout. Can I beat a stickman and a mushroom? Yes, because I know your weakness. It's fire! I mean, it's also my weakness, but even so, I've got spells and a sword, and you've got prospects as a tasty treat in my fry-up. A flying sword. People use swords to defend against swords. If I hit this sword with my sword, it's going to lose hit points. If I hit it about twice, it's dead. I don't care if you can fly or not. Could I kill a blink dog? I think that question is answered whether or not I could kill a dog. Yes, I could. A flump, but they're so helpful and cute. No, I think I can do it. The pseudo dragon's actually a bit of a tricky one, since they're tiny, only have a few hit points, but they fly and they're tiny, which means I can't hit them as well. And they have a poison sting. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to throw my costume over it like it's a net and swing it about until it's not moving anymore. And you know what? Anything at this level that is related to a monodrone, I'm no barbarian, but I will find it in my soul to destroy them. I think the one that I couldn't beat is a pixie, who can literally transform me into a worm and throw me off a cliff, as well as a multitude of other horrific fates. A zombie? A slow lumbering corpse? I think as long as I have a weapon I should be okay against this one. A skeleton. Now we're approaching a bit of an issue. Can I beat a dead humanoid? In the confines of the game I have to try and beat its armor class. But outside the game, I would just start disassembling the guy like it's Lego Star Wars. A Minotaur skeleton. A cockatrice? Basically, can I kill a chicken? A grey ooze? I mean, sure he can corrode my sword, but this guy can move 20 feet if he dashes. And because I don't need to think anything like turn-based combat, I can just kite this guy like it's COD Zombies. A Magman, I don't fancy my chances against a walking ball of fire who would just light me on fire, and I would be dead. I can't stop a drop and roll when he's pummeling me to death. A Myconid, I don't know. Their ability to mind control me with spores terrifies me. I'd have to bust out some spells to beat them. And I reckon I could fight one if they didn't have spores. But they do, so I guess I'm screwed like it's The Last of Us. A rust monster. Can I beat an insect that can rot my stuff? Can I just wear a leather boot and kick it to death? A satyr. Let's be honest, they just trick me. Fair. A shadow. I mean, this is a terrifying idea. Can I beat a hardly corporeal being? I mean, unless I can insult it to death, saying that I'm Sonic and he's Shadow, then... I mean, no, that's a terrible insult. Vicious mockery wouldn't work. A warg. These guys fucking terrify me. If it can pounce me, then I'm done for. I mean, if Aragorn can't beat one without being tossed off a cliff, there's not much chance for me. I'm no King of Gondor. Or am I? Animated armor. I mean, this is a funny one, because it's just a suit of armor that's trying to punch me. However, as a bard, I'm not amazing with my sword, and all my spells wouldn't work on it. I don't even think I could overpower it with my weak little arms with 8 strength. I really wish I had heat metal. Any dragon wormling. Could I beat a baby dragon? I really wouldn't want to, because I love dragons, and even in this fight to the death, it can use a breath weapon. Also, it's basically just an even worse alligator. So yeah, I'm screwed. A dryad. More like dyad. A death dog. Doing the job for me. A ghoul. Ghoul story, bro! Dead again. A harpy. I will never hit a woman. But you got chicken feet, so... An imp. More like limp. Take a D4 or 1,000. A quadrone. Get out of here, Wally. A scarecrow. If you only had a brain, vicious sockery. I came in this. A quasit. Time to make a deposit. With the deposit being you. And the place that I'm depositing you is... back to hell. D4. I'm on a roll! A hippogriff. I mean, probably not going to win. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Next one. A spectre. No, he'll just life drain me to death. An ankeg? A massive burrowing, acidic cockroach. This ain't Starship Troopers. That guy's eating me. An awakened tree. Okay, straight up. It's really slow, and a tree isn't immune to psychic damage. Time to kite and talk shite. An Azer? Yeah, that short Gigachad King is gonna destroy me and forge me into something grim.
I'm gonna melt you down and make a ring.
A carrion crawler. You know what? I have a sword. I could take it. A centaur. Nope. Nope. Part warrior, part horse? I couldn't beat a horse. I'm terrified of horses. Never mind a horse who could also shoot me with a bow. An ettercap. Oh no. No, I would have a panic attack before I even touch that thing.
No.
A gelatinous cube. In a dungeon, I'd be boned. But in this open arena, it's so slow. I'm just going to be able to outrun it and keep running and running and running, and it's so easy to hit. I'm just going to be able to clip bits off of it, and they look like there's a bunch of Orbeez everywhere. A gargoyle. What do you want me to do against a flying statue? It's resistant to non-adamantine stuff. I can't even call it a crusty-ass gargle oil because it will just dive bomb me. A gibbering mouther. A gibbering mouther? I don't know. Funnily enough, I hate it when people say something that I just don't know what they're saying, and I have to keep asking what they said. That stresses me out enough. So a creature that uses that as its weapon, that can ruin my mind, yeah, it's gonna mince me. A Grick. I feel like I'm taking psychic damage just from looking at it. A Griffin. Same as the Hippogriff. It'll fly down and tear me to shreds. An Intellect Devourer. Yeah, this thing would absolutely destroy me. But I warn you, little buddy, there's not much to eat up there. A Mero. What, just a roided up mermaid? And if it's in my arena, get dunked on. Get it? Dunked underwater? A Mimic. I love these guys. But the real question is, could I bring myself to kill Chester? My sweet boy. Any other Mimic, it can't hide anywhere. And at that point, I was going to throw stuff at it. I'm talking my boots, I'm talking my loot, I'm talking every word I can think of that is even slightly offensive. But Chester, I would forfeit, my son. A Nothic. These guys who I never ever use, but man, if I was up against one, I think it would be down to the wire. Nah, actually, no. It would rot me to a fine paste, yeah. You could have been my tig-bitty North girl, but you playing. An Orca Jelly. Absolutely ruined. I don't care if you can split like a slime from Minecraft, you're not immune to me berating you. An Ogre. Imagine this for a second. A massive hulking brute that can absolutely run faster than you. Good luck with dealing with that on your own. Unless it's Shrek. And at that point, if you are particularly gorgeous, you're gonna get smash-mouthed. Hey now, you're a porn star. A Pegasus. Sort of winged angel horse. Yeah, I'd rather fight a Pentadrone. 0 out of 5 chance I'm stopping until I could cut you up and repair my computer with your bits. A Periton. A hard-eating flying abomination. As soon as anything can fly, it becomes 10 times more terrifying. That thing could just pick me up and drop me like I was a goat. A Rug of Smothering. The rug that can grapple you, and a grappled creature is restrained and blinded. Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. A Sea Hag. If looks could kill. And they will, because I need to look at you to do anything. A Spined Devil. That guy is absolutely dragging me to hell, and also, he's going to turn me into Swiss cheese and make love to every hole there is. A Will-O-Wisp. Have you seen what these guys can do? It can fly at me so quick, tase me, and then drink my soul before I can even react. Brutal. A Basilisk. Petrification. Never fun. But my guy is slow, so here's the thing. If I can keep outside of a 30-foot range, and I can keep him in range of my spells, then basilic my balls! A Bearded Devil. A Displacer Beast. Wow, an even more dangerous and terrifying panther? Let me think about that. A Doppelganger. We may both have imposter syndrome, but I'm the one with the knife. A Green Hag. Ha! You don't have your coven with you. Looks like you're done for. Wait. Vicious Mockery? An equal match. A Grell. What cruel god lets you happen? Especially since you can't fly faster than I can run, and Vicious Mockery has a 60-foot range. Slaughter by slander it is again! A Hellhound. A terrifying hound of hell that can breathe fire and tear me to bits. Call me Kibblebits. Okay, gonna quickfire these. Minotaur, Manticore, and Hook Horror. I'm not winning those fights. Don't look at me like that. You couldn't either. Want to go tail to tail with a thing that has spikes for a tail? Mummy. Sorry. Mummy? Sorry. Mummy? Sorry. Against a group, Mummy's a kind of a pushover, but solo? That dreadful glare means they can shamble on over and fist me good. Mommy? A Nightmare. A Hell Horse? No. An Owlbear. Whilst adorable, it's deadly, and no bard is surviving that shiz. A Phase Spider. A massive dimension-hopping spider. Unless I have a trans-dimensional roll of newspaper, I'd rather fight the owlbear, thanks. A Spectator. Haha, fell down from the stands, did ya? Well, now I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Water Weird. I know you are, but what am I? A White. Bring it on. I'm immune to your privilege. A Winter Wolf. I wish I had more than just a pointy piece of metal right now. A Yeti. Sorry to piss in your snow cone, but you don't like fire, and I have a torch. You're done for. Chill out, I didn't make an ice pun. UNTs. Why'd I have to be snakes? A Banshee. Is a male Banshee a ban him or a ban he? A Black Pudding. Pretty much the ultimate slime. It's corrosive, it's fast, and it can split apart. But it's not immune to mockery. But I do need to be careful what insults I say. A cool. Hey, while I love Eldritch Horror, I love lobster and garlic butter more. A coatl. I don't know what's harder, fighting you or pronouncing your fucking name. An etten. Hey, if I pay you for head, is it half as much or double as much money? No, but seriously, I'm dead. A flame skull. Just give me a baseball bat and I'll hit a home run like it's a blunt. A ghost. A helmed horror. Look at that armor. Look at that sword. Look at them immunities. But you know what he's not immune to? Have a lol, edgelord. You look like Lord Zed. A Lamia. I'm realizing that as long as I can outrun a bunch of these, I'm fine. Unless they have suggestion. A shadow demon. This arena's lit, my guy. Doesn't matter if you can fly, you can deal psychic damage, but so do I. What? What, you got telepathy? Then you can get a preview on this. An incubus or succubus? Well. It all comes down to this, huh? Seducer versus seducer. You can fly, and you got a killer kiss. But I got something too. That's right. I came here to eat ass and chew bubble gum. And I brought the gum. So what comes first? Your ink or your suck? Well, that was quite a ride. It wasn't the whole Monster Manual, but after all those fights, I think I've got enough XP to level up. Take on the next range of CR monsters in this book, perhaps. As to how many wins overall, let's see. That's 51 wins. And around 51 defeats. Yeah, for those I took on, like a bunch of them would just wreck little old me. So if you enjoyed, I will level myself up and take on the CR5 to 8 monsters on my way to fight the entire Monster Manual.
Round 2. Fight. I'm back.
Battered and bruised from my last fight, today I continue my crusade through this chronicle of creatures. So stick around while I run down some rules and get right back into fighting the entirety of the Monster Manual. We're getting to the more hardy creatures, and me as a human is going to get flattened. Even with the added layer that I had last fight, that, you know, I was a level 3 bard, I'd still get ruined. So, since I was level 3 to take on CR4 creatures, with all that XP, I'm going to be level 7 to take on CR8 enemies. So considering my strategy last time, at level 4 I took the mobile feat, and at level 5 I get 3rd level spells. At level 6 I get my Mantle of Majesty feature and Counter Charm. And at level 7, I get 4th level spells. Last time I chosen spells that would fit me the best, but since we're leveling up as a bard, I gotta take my chance to choose some better spells. So, here is my new list of spells. Also, it made sense to peeps that I get a permanent magic item going forward. Like, rules say different things regarding rewarding characters, but one permanent one seemed fair. I asked my friend Simon to see what magic item would I get, and I got a flame tongue, so now I have a flaming fencing sword. This will help massively. So let's not waste any more time. Challenge rating 5 to 8. Let's fight
The Monster Manual.
Hi, I'm a bard now, but it feels like I'm missing something still. That's better.
It's so damn hot in here. I don't know if you can tell.
So as said, no beasts, we're only fighting the crazy shits today, so I'm going to start with the categories that have the least number of creatures first. First of all, Oozes and Fae don't have any creatures in the CR range. Fae has a coven, but as I said last time, I don't deal with multiple creatures in this fight. Let's look at those single creatures. Plants. Shambling mounds are terrifying, but it's actually pretty slow. Even if it dashes and wastes its entire turn, that max speed is still only my minimum speed, so all I would need to do is cast Thunder Wave, hit it with my Flame Tongue, and then mow out of the way. Over and over again, toss some damaging stuff out there, some cantrips and spells, and boom! More like a shambles-ing Mount
Celestials.
Angel Horse? Nah, ruined. You know what, I'm fine with it though if Frank Welker voices it. So, now we're getting into the fuller categories with undead. First up, we have a vampire spawn. I love vampires, I love gothic horror, I love undead anything so much, and vampires are the epitome of both those things. They have a rich place in history and have featured in and inspired some of the most memorable stories in all of folklore and fiction. Who could forget the gorgeously written tale by Bram Stoker, and who can doubt that they do have a bit of a schmexy spice to them too. But welcome to the first battle thus far where I can just beat this thing by running away. This arena is lit and I'm just going to dash, dodge, disengage, thunderwave, spit, insult, scathe until you're sunburned and you're a pile of ash. Yeah, it may be unfair, but them's be the rules of this arena. Easier than I thought, and I came out completely unscathed. I think. A Wraith. This guy is also sensitive to sunlight, but they can fly 60 feet and are resistant and immune to nearly everything. And my charm stuff doesn't work on him, so dead.
Thanks, Brian.
A Revenant. Now this one's a bit wonky. A Revenant by definition is someone who's after a creature that it swears revenge against. And in fact, it only really becomes dangerous if you're that creature. And I don't do things that would provoke a vengeful attack, but for the sake of fairness, let's say that I am this target.
Devastation.
Behold a zombie. It sounds like I'm trying to announce it. Behold a zombie! Can't decide. Glasses or no glasses? How about just like more glasses? More glasses equals more cool, however I am blind. If it uses Paralysing Ray, it will catch up to me and munch me. If it uses Enervation or Disintegration Ray,
I don't feel so good.
the least of my troubles is the Fear Ray, so my best option is cowering in the corner, crying and shitting myself, while trying to beat its undead fortitude. Okay, so I haven't been doing too good so far, but let's move on. I'm confident about this. Now we're on to constructs. The crafted and animated whose sturdiness should never be underestimated. A flesh golem. Are we all flesh golems? I guess we're flesh mechs for our bones. Our resident Frankenstein's monster, but without the beautifully crafted prose of Mary Shelley. And what is it that the monster says upon the death of Victor? The fire should do the trick in ending its life? Yep, I would ruin this guy. First off, it's immune to non-adamantine weapons, but it's slower than me and is easy to hit, and has aversion to fire, so I'm just going to be able to spit fire with my flame tongue, and if that doesn't work, you stink. A shield guardian. Despite being slow enough to kite and not really being immune to any of my main weapons, the fact that it regenerates every round and nothing can stop it, I don't think I can deal enough damage to consistently kill it before I'd run out of spells or blood. Unless... Catch me now. Gonna be crit fishing, clipping you down by just getting higher than 10 on average each round. Maybe you should have brought a shield, Mr. Guardian. Now to the groups with a larger number of creatures in them for the CR range. Aberrations. All things alien. I'm just gonna call him Kevin. Kevin is another instance of, despite all of his unique stuff, like those tentacles for the waifus, it just can't outmatch me being able to cripple him from range and a bunch of other spells, or even charming Kevin, and if that fails, Kevin sucks at fencing. A red slard. Slards are scary because of their strange method of reproduction, but despite having more than double my HP, being resistant to most of my spells, I have Charm Monster and greater invisibility, so I'm just going to be able to run super fast, an invisible striker, and I can outrun his infectious claw and just run circles around him. I'm not ready for kids. A blue slard. Despite being beefier than a red slard, I think I'm still okay. As long as I don't get caught, I'm just going to be able to clip him down into slarders. Green slard. Christ, there's a full rainbow of you freaks, isn't there? Well, again, the only difference here is you can hurl a flame. That'll probably miss. A mind flayer. No joke, I think I could ruin this guy if it didn't have Mind Blast, because if I fail that once, he's cracking my head open like a can of cranium and supping that brain like a monkey from the Temple of Doom. Oh yeah, and Mind Flayer Arcanists are in this CR range. You know, because Mind Flayers wasn't enough, this one can also cast Lightning Bolt. At your guy's funeral, when you get inside these memories, my brain is like the Arby's of brain food. A cloaker. Thwarted by the sun again. Its duplicates and sensitivity are not solar powered, so have fun. Wow, even when I'm invisible, the sensor bars stay. Why'd you make it so small? Now, let's tackle elementals. No, bad, get out! Okay. These guys are tough. So those that I would absolutely lose against, fire and air elementals, dust devils, invisible stalkers and salamanders. I thought they'd be manageable, but there's just too much fire stuff punishing me for fighting it. Fire and air elementals only need to get close to me to ruin me. An air elemental moves 90 feet and a fire elemental is immune to my best source of damage and moves 50 feet, and dust devils are slower air elementals. Slower as in 50 feet. Who knew the guys without legs could move so fast? You know how for us humans, it's a good day when it doesn't end with you being on fire? Yeah, well, salamanders don't care about that. Also, an invisible stalker, I thought, well, two can play that game. Boom! We're on equal footing and I have a flaming sword. But it can always find the creature it's after, so I can't even turn invisible and cast spells from a distance because I don't know where it is, but it knows where I am. Zorns, while they could smell my flame tongue, they can't catch me, so sniff. Relatedly, I was most scared of the earth elemental, but it's actually just a slow rock. So as long as it doesn't actually catch up to me and fiddle my diddle, I'm fine. And besides, I know your weakness. A water elemental? It's just slow and insanely not immune to fire. And a Gallop Dur can roll. Cool.
Be gone, fuck!
Giants. Okay, I'm going to cover these super quick because the answer for them all is very similar. That answer being, I'm screwed against a creature that can run up to me and nearly one-shot me, even if I'm invisible. And Oni is a unique case. It can fly and has regeneration, so if it just wanted to, it could just fly up into the air where I can't reach it, regenerate, and eliminate my only chance of success. Weirdly enough, I think I could beat a troll, but only because I have a flame tongue. If not, it would eat me. Unless it was an internet troll, then it wouldn't even show up to the arena. And you know what? I think a Cyclops wouldn't be that bad with the tools I possess. I mean, bad depth perception combined with an unseen attacker with a powerful sword? You're going down. It'll probably land like one hit on me, but at that point, an eye for an eye works out a lot worse for you. And now, humanoids. What can these guys be like? I'm a humanoid too, after all. Well, Drow Elite Warrior, Drow Mage, and Drow Priestess of Love. Hardly any hit points or armour, so I can just sprint up and go full force. Well, summoning giant spiders to outdo my action economy and 2 slots to cast Cloud Kill kinda ruins that tactic. The warrior I can probably beat as long as I don't fail the save on the poison. Okay, fight me, but I'm putting a gladiator and a hobgoblin warlord in the same box. I'm so glad you guys could come along. But I've got a gun. A half-dragon veteran. I don't care how seasoned you are. Unless it's ground pepper, because I'm invisible and you're not immune to fire. And I have a gun. A werebear. Werebard. Ow! A Kuator priest. Oh cool, you have tongues? The spell, not the never mind. Got it! A mage. Come here, nerd. I've got greater invisibility. Oh, you do too. And fireball. An assassin. Can't get any stealthier than this. The poison will do it though. A Sahayagan Baron. Wanna see what this flaming sword does to Fish Boy? More like Red Baron, deep sea dish. Didn't even have to try. Dunt. A Githzari Zerth. Greater invisibility. Oh, you have seen visibility. And can do 46 damage on average per turn.
No.
Githyanki Knight. You don't have seen visibility. Oh, but you do have plane shift. Well, this is a problem. Alright, now for some actual monsters in this monster manual.
A bullet.
4d12 for a bite? Nah, Landshark wins. However, I now present my next D&D movie or D&D adventure pitch. You've heard of Sharknado, right? I present the next installment, Bulletstorm. Just think about it. A sandstorm is dragging bullets out the sand to wreck the nearby villages, and only the adventurers have the power to stop it. And then we make 40 sequels. A Gorgon. Let's be real, it's gonna gore me and petrify me. A Roper. Look at this slow little stalagmite. An Umber Hulk. If I stay at long range, I'm sorted. And also, its gaze is a charisma save. Hulk
Smash.
Young Remoraz. Again, range and it's done for. I'm gonna scream the F word at it until its brain explodes. Because it's a young Remoraz and every child is vulnerable to swearing. A Chimera. A flying dragon lion goat? Nah, I've lost that fight and I doubt it would get my Full Metal Alchemist insult. A Drider? More like die. Duh. Medusa. Medusi. A Grick Alpha. Alpha. Bard. Sigma. Sigma balls! A UNT abomination. Okay, snakes are bad enough, but this one has arms chunky enough to rip my off. I ain't that kind of snake charmer. A Hydra. I can't deal with that much head! A Spirit Naga. Let's see those spells. Dominate person? Oh no, I'm a person! But I promise you, you're gonna get weeded out way before I am. I came in this. Okay, we've almost blasted through the CR range. Now it's just fiends. Okay, devils and demons. I fought a lot to get here, but I think I'm equipped enough to have a decent chance. Okay, what are fiends immune to again? Barbed Devil. You have Hurl Flame, I have Hurl Insult. Balgura. Vrock. Does that say Vrock or 5 rocks? A Cambion. A Mezoloth. A Night Hag. A Chasme. A Chain Devil. A Hezru. Okay, I'm done. I'm done, right? No, I can't with dragons. What am I supposed to do? No, you know what? I can't run from this fight. I backed out before, but I'm a different bard now. I'm ready. Hey!
What?
You're a dragon, right?
Yeez.
Dragging these balls on your face? Well, there we go. Challenge rating 8 and below defeated. Well, attempted, I guess. Let's see the scores. Let me tell you, the lovely choice of Glamour Bard has left me with not much to work with. So much of the bard is just buffing everyone else around you. But as I complete another step towards the entire Monster Manual, I could not proceed without some lovely comments and feedback from last video. First, we have Josh, who said, "The Helmed Horror's spell immunities are not set in stone, so someone can make one for you in mind. Spell immunity, Vicious Mockery. Also, some of these monsters can dash as an action, making your kitting tactics harder to do. Immune to mockery? Teach me such power. Please? Voldemort? This person said, well, if you get hit by a cockatrice, you're gonna turn to stone. What? I mean, maybe if it can catch me. Rob said, Myconid, I laugh in my N95 respirator. It would seem during this crusade, I seem to have forgotten our COVID-ridden past in pursuit of such fun guys. Dr. Mario said, Flame Skulls can cast Fireball. I don't know if you could survive that. It's fine. I'm resistant to that spell. As in I take full damage from fire, but none from ball.
Round 3.
The title does not deceive. Today you join me on my third installment of me trying to take on the malevolent many of the Monster Manual. If you've not seen my previous two ventures, then click on the link in the card somewhere to see when I first endeavoured to conquer this tome, to get a full rundown of the rules set. Today I'm going to get straight into it, so last time I was level 7, now I'm level 11 to fight the beasties of challenge rating 12 and lower. As a basic rundown of what I'm working with: Glamour Bard, more health, Flame Tongue, these spells of 6th level or lower. But just before we get started, I was looking at the creatures in this range and thought, there's a lot less of them here. Last time there was 73 creatures, and this time only 31, less than half. 31 creatures won't take long at all. Let's not waste any more time, let's fight
The Monster Manual.
Clothing of a champion. I saw one person actually compliment the costume. Thank you. The vest I made myself, and everything else I made myself, so thank you. All the professional cosplayers going, yeah, I can tell you made it yourself, lol. Shut up. First up, Fae, Ooze, and Undead have no creatures in this range. I must admit, I was surprised with Undead, because it seems like there's so many different kinds of spoopy boys, but not so much with oozes though. There's only so many flavours of jelly. I mean, they ran out of ideas for oozes so quickly, they put black pudding in oozes. If black pudding's a type of jelly, then I'm a fucking salad. Then we have humanoids, plants, and celestials only have one in their category. So, let's start this fight with a treant. This feels bad. I love treants. They're such a fun concept to me, especially when they have all the character of someone like Treebeard. But as to whether I'd win, he hits pretty hard, but if I employ my usual strategy of using mobile, greater invisibility, and my flaming sword, you're going down. How do you pronounce that? Is that Diva?
Deva.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Dave. Looking at this stat block, what does it have? I mean, yes, it has like mad stats, but it has spells and abilities and stuff, but they just buff other people. While that is true, it's incredibly fast, it can fly, and hit me with what looks to be a Buckingham Palace banister that hits like a fucking truck. My only secret weapon against it is maybe Hold Monster, but it's never going to fail that save, so dead. I do want to see a Celestial that is called Diva, though.
Time to save the world?
An Archmage. The King of the Nerds versus the Manual Sweeping Bard. Well, I now have Counterspell to counter your spells. Hold Person and Greater Invisibility. Oh wait, you have 9th level spells, so that's to upcast spells into insta-kill damage, and you have Detect Magic to find an Invisible Minstrel, and you have Banishment, Flight, Invulnerability, and at will invisibility. And to top it off, they can stop time. Maybe you can stop time, but me? Bitch, I can turn back time. I can beat an Archmage. I can already see this being very hard. Let's move on to constructs. Only 2 to fight. A Clay Golem. Slow, low AC, and not immune to fire. Can't see an invisible bard. And take a look at my new ultimate weapon. Otto's Irresistible Dance. A creature just starts dancing in place and they must use their action to attempt a wisdom saving throw to stop dancing. And guess who has terrible wisdom? A Stone Golem. If I use range to be away from that slowing magic, it has no speed advantage. And even less when the Stone Golem is rocking out. Giants. Again, only 2 big boys, itty bitty boys, in a giant cloud. Oh wait, sorry, a cloud giant. Haven't faced one of them since Gary hotboxed me in college. It could catch me with that speed. Hold Monster or Irresistible Chance, your choice, buddy. It could smash me into the dirt. If it could see me, it's got spells that I can counter. Yeah, I could totally handle this guy at this level. It would be slower than trying to eat soup with a pair of chopsticks, but I reckon I could still do it. A Fire Giant. Very high AC and can hit like a serial pickup artist. But it's slow, has no magic, and would definitely lose to my spells, so get jiggin', Ginge. Aberrations. This category is a bit more bulky with 3 creatures. An Aboleth. Okay, so Aboleths are horrific because of their victim warping tentacles, psyche consumption, and enslaving powers. But you're on dry land now, dipshit. It could use this action to move 20 feet, whilst I use any spell with a range further than 30 feet and absolutely destroy it. And just to put the nail in the coffin, I'm a half-elf. I'm a half-elf, so I'm resistant to charms, and you're not. So,
show me a move.
Also, 10 points to anyone in the comments who can tell me how an aboleth dances. A grey slard. In the last video I said I'd ruin the red, blue and green slards. But now, we're dealing with the ultimate slards. And you know what? They still suck as hard as a horny Henry Hoover. Let's face it, slards are all the same. They just have more hit points than AC. Throw the death slard in here too, it doesn't matter. Both these guys can't catch me, and they can't resist the power of my spells forever. I may not succeed against the entire Monster Manual, but in all the magic and powers of this game, I pride myself that these trans-dimensional horrors losing against a guy who went to college to play Wonderwall. Now, let's look at the most terrifying barbershop quartet with the 4 Jinn in the elemental category. And to be expedient, let me answer them all at once. Fuck no! All 4 of these guys can move faster than a croissant through my bowels after the first sip of the accompanying coffee. They have spells and abilities that can wreck my shit harder than a stick of dynamite in a sewer. And just when I think I've hit rock bottom hits back. Earth in spades, blowing winds, and hurling flame. Do you remember?
The 21st night of September.
Dragons. Guys, I hate to do this again, but dragons are not one-on-one enemies. They are so hard to hit, have bloated health, great stats, insane speed, and incredible damage. I'm not winning against any of them, okay? So instead, I'm just gonna sit here and rip on how they look. Red dragon, honey, you look fantastic. But why are the ends of your wings burned? You are immune to fire, you live in a volcano. But look, its wings are burnt! They could be torn in 1,000 ways, but burnt? And it is burnt. Look, they're blackened with ash. Artists, don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic. But are the fire dragon's wings flammable? Gold dragon, how do you fly? Look at those wings. They have surface area, but they definitely couldn't lift you if you flap, especially with how heavy the whole of your body is. Also, you got some ramen on your face. Silver dragons are the best dragons. Fight me. Blue dragons are brutal and vain. And have the most ridiculous horn imaginable. I'm genuinely passionate about this. This is my only way to vent. A creature with a horn uses it to hurt its enemies. That horn is a bony pyramid. Look at a rhino. Look at its horn, the curvature, its height. It's thin enough to puncture. And let's not forget, what use does a flying creature have with a sharp implement on its head between its eyes? You are an evolutionary mistake. You are blue and you live in a desert. You freak! I feel better now. Okay. Now we're on to fiends. They're pretty brutal in this range. So let's get into it. A Yoklo. What is this? Why does it look like a melted piss-scented candle? Regardless, get held, get dancing, get Yankees, get hideous laughed, York lol. A bone devil. Bone devil? I mean, it's thin and white, but they don't call Steve Tyler a bone human. So why do they call you a... Oh no. Oh no. No. Let me get my lube first. A Nikoloth. This absolute unit can teleport 60 feet every round and rip me open like a Christmas present. Nope. A Glabrazu. This thing has power word stun. I'm done. I don't have 150 hit points. Dead. But just know this. Your name is fucking hilarious. A horned devil. A ranged attack. A wounding tail. A pointy fork. That's cool. I have a lute and a sword that you're immune to. I'm ready to make that deal with Big Daddy Asmodeus now, please. An Arcanoloth. Counterspell. Fireball. Chain lightning. Suggestion. And finger of death. An Erinyes. High AC, parrying, lots of health, fast flight, high damage, immunities, and resistances. Protect me! And finally, we have monsters. Come on, let's finish on a high note. 6 whole monsters to slay. Bring it on!
An abominable abyss yeti.
A normal yeti, I kicked the butt off before, but this guy has a DC 18 chilling gaze that can freeze me to pour himself a glass of whiskey on the bards. A guardian naga. Greater invisibility? True seeing. Me moving? Whole person. Charms? Immune to charm. I need a parental guardian right now. A Gynosphinx. Now, those that know these creatures know that these guys belong in their lair. Because inside their lair, they're basically a god. But outside their lair, still terrifying. All I have is this. A Remoraz. I can hold it, I can make it dance, but I can't hurt it. And I still don't know what a Remoraz is. A rock. I assume you mean the big bird? So I'll just be invisible, wait for it to land, and just hit it. I mean, how big is it anyway? Over here. The last creature. This lizard of giants. You're fast. You're deadly. But I have something that you can't be there for. You've used your most powerful attack. But my HP? It's perfect. Now, let's do this. Boom! And with that, we're officially halfway through fighting this big old book. So, let's have a look. How did I do? Don't mind those rounding errors and, you know, technical difficulties and stuff.
Round 4. Fight!
Today you join me on the 4th installment of me fighting this ensemble of awful in the Monster Manual. To get us straight into it, last time I was level 11. Now I'm level 15 to take on beasties up to challenge rating 16. And as a basic rundown of what I'm working with, Glamour Bard, more health, these feats, Flame Tongue, and these spells of 8th level or lower. 22 deadly creatures. Let's fight
The Monster Manual.
Boom, round 4, back in the sauna to fight these beauties. First up, 5 of these groups have nothing. Elemental, Fey, Ooze, Humanoid and Plant are as barren as my Steam profile in No Man's Land. For the likes of Humanoid and Oozes, there's just nothing from here. There's only one CR20 human. And Chuck Norris jokes aren't that popular these days. The next 5 categories have only one entry. So, for today, they are the creature type ambassadors. So, let's start with a purple worm. Quite a horrific start. It's fast, it's hard to hit, it has insane HP, it can deal an average of 61 damage per turn, but it can be beat in one simple way. One 3rd level spell. Fly. Fly up out of its reach and wait for it to surface before blasting with Scorching Ray, and let's not forget that I have Unbreakable Majesty now, which means I can force it to make a charisma save and waste its one attack. And this guy is about as charismatic as you could expect from one of Frank Herbert's more unruly turds. A Planetar. This guy is an absolute beast. It can cover the distance of the range of a bow without dashing, so it doesn't matter how ranged you are. It deals an average of 86 damage per round and has some mad spells. But you know what? Am I going to claim that a guy with a ukulele can beat an angel? Yes, and here's how. Force Cage. Trap it in the cage version. It has no ranged abilities beyond its spells, so counter the spells. Then cast a high level heat metal as many times as you need. Get out of range of any of its spells and just sit there and let it burn to death. And maybe pepper some cantrips in and some non-concentration spells, like Scorching Ray, just to finish it off. Yeah, that's right, fight me in the comments! Am I claiming that I can beat the second most horrendous angel in this game? I believe
that God has a plan for all of us. I believe that plan involves me getting my own planet.
I am a moron, and a moron just believes. An iron golem. Okay, well, it's not an angel, but it's the ultimate robot that is immune and resistant to so much. And here's the thing, this thing would be a perfect candidate for the Force Cage Inferno combo. But not only is it immune to fire, but it regains hit points when exposed to fire, and my spell list is more fire than a pyromaniac's chlamydia. If I try to Force Cage it and Synaptic Static it and Thunderwave it to death, it's immune to Psychic, and Thunderwave includes me getting close, and I don't want to do that, so this absolute terror can have this win. But can I have one more vicious mockery before I go?
Robo bitch.
A Storm Giant. The most powerful giant in this book, who can fit in my Force Cage, but they have a bunch of range attacks that hit harder than a ton of feathers. I could fly out of its reach, but with that lightning bolt, the battle would just turn into a round of Duck Hunt, with me as the duck. I could use Hold Monster and hope it fails the save, but I don't think I could outdo its damage to defeat it. What happens to a bard when it gets struck by lightning? It takes 12d8 lightning damage.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
Undead.
In this category, I'm now left with some of the masters of undeath. A death tyrant, a terrifying beholder that takes on the dark immortality of undeath through the simple transition of a bad dream, and its central eye can nullify all forces of life and stop you from healing. But what it can't do is nullify spells, oh wait, Hold Monster doesn't work, Force Cage wouldn't stop its eye rays, there's nothing metal on it, and it has high AC. Huh. You know what? I will literally stand here and let you kill me if you answer this one question for me. What does Beholder Pooh look like?
A mummy lord.
Well, how's it going? Oh wait. Oh sorry, it says mummy, not mommy. There we go. Okay, hear me out. Unbreakable Majesty, it can't attack me, and even if it can, disadvantage on spell saves like Heat Metal next round. Then, cast as many high-level Scorching Rays as I possibly can. It's vulnerable to fire, and has pretty low HP. If it tries its glare, I'll just be scared. And it's too slow to catch me as I'm running away. I'm no Brendan Fraser, but I am a bardic friar.
A vampire.
Okay, I have to say this. When I fought the vampire spawn, I said that the fact that this arena is lit, it would destroy such a foe. And the same is true here. Everything scary about this guy completely evaporates once it's in the sun. It feels unfair, but I did say that as a rule before. It would die in at most 36 seconds, and that would just be from burning in the sun. So just know, I'm claiming this win on a technicality. If it wasn't sunny, it would drain me faster than your mum.
Devils and demons.
I am determined to beat some of these guys today. No more complete swipes and losing to every single one of them. What do we say to the devil? Yes. I mean, no. Today, we say no.
Rakshasa.
Everyone fears the magic immunity of a Rakshasa, but put Tiger in a cage, and it's vulnerable to my flaming fencing sword. Yes!
Now Feshni.
Put Pig in a cage and shoot a million Scorching Rays at it. Done. Oh wait, to escape a Force Cage, it's a Charisma save. And its Horror Nimbus is a Wisdom save. God damn it!
Ultra Loth.
I cast Force Cage! High Charisma and Dimension Door. I cast Fly! Natural Flight of 60 feet and Firestorm.
Ice Devil.
Time to melt that ice. It's immune to fire?
What? A Marilith.
This absolute unit is an insane melee fighter. So, if I cast Flat... Oh wait, no, this thing would beat me in the same way that I used it in my game. And I was so pathetically proud that I'm now going to tell you. The players had created a wall of force around it and trapped it. So what did it do? It held its action. The rounds passed, and did it lose its melee attacks? No, because the action it held was teleport. Then, on its actual turn, it teleported, unleashed its many attacks, and spun like a drunk Beyblade on a lazy Susan. This thing will just teleport to wherever I am, even if it's in the air, and do 7 attacks against me and just finish me off. So I beat one fiend today. That's an improvement.
Dragons.
And here we are again. Even though I have more spells, dragons are not to be faced with naught but a stringed instrument and a pack of Durex. So instead, like always, I'm just going to start by saying, yep, that's 9 losses against the 9 dragons in this range. So, let's think of another way to sort through them. I hesitate to call it a trope, but I think most people like the idea that dragons can transform into humanoid forms to mess with people or blend in. I mean, Draconic Soul Sorcerers come from somewhere. So, if every dragon had a signature humanoid look, I'm going to run through each dragon and tell you what their default humanoid form would look like. A brass dragon. A brass dragon? Matt Colville. Equally fancy plumage.
A bronze dragon.
I'm going to go with Joe Cat. If that thing meowed, try and tell me that you'd be surprised. Copper dragon. Copper dragon. Brennan Lee Mulligan. For no redhead. I mean reason.
A silver dragon. Matt Mercer.
It's
A shadow dragon.
evil Matt Mercer. Or Gerard Way, your choice.
A blue dragon.
The Blues, Dabu Dee Dabu Die, are dominating and are a force to be reckoned with. So come with me as I say that Nicolas Cage would be a blue dragon's form because of how much he dominates a scene.
A green dragon.
These guys are slimy and deceitful, so they would want a form that would be inconspicuous, someone who would be the complete opposite. So I submit Mike Wazowski, Yoda, the Grinch, Shrek, Bruce Banner, Slimer, the Wicked Witch of the West, Oscar the Grouch, Beast Boy, Plankton, Luigi, Mojo Jojo, Marvin the Martian, Greedo, who definitely shot first, Yoshi, Piccolo, or Kermit the Invisible Frog. You need to work on that spell a bit.
Black and white dragons.
Wait. This one feels like it has a wrong answer. Jack Black and Barry White. I'm leaving it up to you to decide which one's which. In all the tyranny of these draconic beings, they don't care about race, because they know we're all the same on the inside.
Delicious.
The final boss. The poster child.
That's right. A beholder.
Yes, the guy on the front of the book, the paranoid ball of eyes, and the fever dream of Gary Gygax. For a party of adventurers, these guys are either a challenge or a pushover. And for me, a level 15 bard, I'm ruined! Every spell I cast, every 6 attacks, he'll be watching me. Can I beat the front child of this book? Absolutely not. I don't think any class could do so solo. It's a testament to how this game is made wonderful, with a party of friends and crazy kick-ass companions. Unless I'm thinking too small. There are more ways to solve things than spells. If I want to beat a beholder, I need to think like one. And I think I possess the paranoia to beat this enemy. And here's how it's all gonna go down. We're both plopped into the arena, and as I meet its gazes, I will drop my weapon and surrender, for I cannot best a genius and powerful beholder. But, by the rules of the arena, you cannot win by beating an unwilling foe, and therefore, we are trapped. As I explain the futility in killing me, as it will just result in being trapped here for an eternity, I suggest another way to do this. Waiting this out. The arena has an arcane battery with a limit. But in the meantime, can I interest you in a song while we wait? And after my performance, it is charmed. And I can cast command on it, and it instantly fails. And what command do I give it? Just chill out, my guy. And for the rest of the hour of the charming, I sing a song of rest all about the beholder, repeatedly banging on about the beholder, until it falls asleep into a deep sleep, and dreams about itself. A dream is a weird remix of all the stuff that happened throughout the day. So it spawns a second beholder, one that it must kill. And as they fight, what do? Put myself in a force cage, a barless box that it can't penetrate. Then I wait for the two to fight until one is beaten up. Then I drop the force cage and I cast a spell. One spell. It's all I need.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
So, with our plan set, let's do this. Hey, I have a proposition. And there we go. With that, there is but one tier of monster play after this. So, how did I do?
Final round. Fight!
I have fought the most pitiful beings to the deadliest foes, and now I climb all the way to level 20 to fight the most powerful nasties in the Monster Manual. If you've not seen my previous videos, then click on the link in the card to get a full rundown of the rules for this fight, then come back here. Now, stick around till the end to see the finale to this whole series. I'm seeing whether or not I could win in a fight against everything formidable in this book. And to get straight into it, last time I was level 15. Now I'm level 20, the highest official playable level. As a basic rundown of what I'm working with: Glamour Bard, more health, these feats, Flame Tongue, and these spells. In this CR range, 11 deadly creatures. So, let's finish this. Let's fight
The Monster Manual.
for the last time. Now, we are onto the craziest creatures to cut or be cut down by. It is quite cool to see that there are some beings that just don't have a super powerful entry, even if I really want to see a CR20 ooze.
Flubber, the destroyer of worlds.
And carpets. The Androsphinx. This magnificent being has insane magics regarding time and warping reality itself. in its lair. This is one of those occasions where the creature is only dangerous in its environment, like anything that belongs in water or doesn't deal well with sunlight, like me. And in this arena, Force Cage can't move, it's only ranger spells which I can counter. Then, while it's in the Force Cage, let's break out my new ultimate weapon,
Meteor Swarm!
As part of this hour of being trapped, I'm going to cast 40d6 of damage in a turn, and then follow it up with Scorching Rays blasted like a minigun. Fun fact, if I use Force Cage, a 7th level spell, then I use Meteor Swarm, a 9th level spell, with my remaining spell slots, I can cast Scorching Ray enough times to use all available spell slots to shoot 121 rays, or 242d6 of damage, averaging out at 847 fire damage over the course of it being trapped in the cage. And it has 3 roars that can frighten me and deal some damage on the 3rd round, and that's kind of it. Oh wait, it has teleport. Dragons. My fight with dragons has not been easy. In fact, let's not mix words. They've ruined me harder than Jenny Jr.'s comics. But on a lighter note,
Dragon Turtle.
this thing is one of the most terrifying beings to lurk beneath the waves. But again, it's not going to have fun in my arena. But I'm going to argue that even if it was in the water, as soon as it surfaces to attack me, while I'm flying, it's going to get destroyed. Wait, all my spells are fire heavy, and it's resistant! Elemental Adept. If you think, well, it could just not surface, then neither of us are going to be able to hurt each other. So, since I can fly and attack, call me Darwin, Mr. Turtle. Yeah, I know he ate tortoises. That is the one outlier, however, and true dragons would destroy me. Dragons will always kick the shit out of me like a plate of prunes and bang. So, if I can't beat them, let's engage in my usual weirdness and get weird with the wondrous list of these majestic drakes. This time, let's assess that the main faces of draconic kind are arranged by colour, metal, and gems. So, let me defeat these guys in a more philosophical way by making a new category of dragons, Antiquity Dragons. Thank you Teresa Kalachi for the name and ever-flowing creativity. Yes, dragons that are the epitome of metals, gems, and even colours, but one whose majesty is bastardized with the influence of humanity and their constructions. The Whittler Drake, a dragon that is a being made of wood, but not moulded in the guise of natural growth, but in the way that humans take trees, cut them down, and craft them into art pieces. Splinters are shot out of its mouth like a hail of piercing damage from an army of archers, all from the mouth of one angry creature. The Draco Weave, a master artisan forming the colossal winged form of a dragon like a medieval kite, but it's massively weaved from the finest silks and satins and dyed to beautiful technicolours with rare dyes, are being spun from a spool-like egg of ethereal threads that floats on the lightest breeze rather than flapping its wings and can dazzle its opponent before smothering it to death. The Mason Dragon, chiselled from natural mountains and untouched earth, gutted by dwarven miners to be formed into stone and marble statue-like forms of dragons. Imbued with magic, it weeps a constant mist of poison that it can channel into a breath attack, Mother Earth broken and vengefully punishing the humanoid attackers that face it. The Glass Worm. When the blowing sand and dust from the ethereal plains meet with the overwhelming heat of the plane of fire, or when the greatest glassblower, who has scorched forests for the charcoal to burn the shores, a magically imbued being is brought to life. Being able to become more transparent, it can be near invisible, or like stained glass, and blind and stun its prey before it's coated in molten glass. Now that I have created a beautiful but unnatural slander of the draconic form, let's punch some zombies! Undead. It delights me to see that undead can be faced and feared all the way to the end of a campaign. So, let's begin with
Draco Lich.
Hang on, that's cheating. I mean, it's just a dragon, but it's immune to more stuff, like you can't charm it, so it's immune to flirting. And it's immune to exhaustion, in case you somehow manage to flirt with it.
A Death Knight.
This guy doesn't seem that bad, but it has a potential 26 AC and is very resistant to spells. My Scorching Rays would never hit it, and it would never fail the save against Heat Metal, but I could counter its spells like Destructive Wave and Hold Person, and I could fly, so we seem quite evenly matched. So, if we match on that front, let's give it the win, since it could outlast me, and I'm more of a sprinter.
A Demi-Lich. This thing is super powerful,
but has been passed around and destroyed by many a party. But on my own, if I fail against its Howl, which is likely, that would be it. If I use Quicken, cast Meteor Swarm, and use Thunderclap, that would be it. It's literally like a quick draw. But since it has Life Drain to regain its hit points, I'm going to let it have the win. So, pat yourself on the back.
Devils and demons.
I've not had too much luck with these guys, but now these demons face
their musical doom, a pit fiend.
Okay, first up, high AC, high health, and is immune to fire. I can't even damage it. I just hope that its name isn't a euphemism.
A Garistro.
This thing is an absolute monster, and it can destroy anything in its path. But I can fly. So...
You shall not pass!
This foe is too great. But I have fought many. In this escapade to fight the entirety of the Monster Manual, I fought much. And you are but one in many. So, you shall not pass.
You shall not!
And with that we are done! All things from ZR0 to... Wait, it keeps going after 20? But I'm level 20! I can't get any higher level than 20! Well, I've come this far. And I'm not backing out now. Not until I'm 100% done. So, CR 21 to 30. Monsters, dragons, celestials, undead, and monsters.
Bring it on.
A Lich, the master of undeath.
Just pluck that soul out, toss it in a lunchbox, and you can wait until the next Elder Scrolls game comes out. So can I beat this guy? No. It has Power Word Stun, it can then hurt me while I'm stunned, and then use Power Word Kill. I wonder what the word is in Power Word Kill.
Solar and Empyrean.
Look, I'm just going to put these guys in the same box. They have everything that can counter me, speed, AC, and save resistance. Turns out I can't beat these guys.
Dragons.
What do you want me to say? I can't beat these guys. I couldn't do it before, and I certainly can't do it now that they're more powerful. Dragons, you have bested me. Perhaps next time I'll try fighting the dungeon. Or the little and symbol.
The mighty Kraken.
This big old fish guy can't fly, and he's on land, so I'll just fly. Oh, he has range.
And it's horrific!
It all comes down to this. The most powerful being in the Monster Manual. Those who know the game well already know who I speak of. The guy with a big old 30 as his CR.
The Tarask.
Can I beat a Tarask? Well, it has no range attack, so I can just fly and keep out of its range, but it has an insane reflective carapace, so all of my spells are near useless. So I guess I have to humbly take the L against such a mighty foe. The boss of all monsters. I mean, I guess it's to be expected. It's the Tarask after all. I mean, even the most powerful spell that it... Wait, I missed one? True Polymorph? The caster can turn into a creature with a CR equal to its level? Oh my god! Can I beat a Tarask? No. But can a white dragon? You bet! Turn into a being with range that can fly, and it can't resist the barrage of ice or flame forever. How fitting. After all these fights, after getting the shit beaten out of me so many times,
Monster Manual? Can you beat a dragon? The foes I've been bested by all this time become my greatest advantage. And I know how they work, how they fight, and how they dominate their enemy. So allow me to show you. Wait. I'll be back for you. Hey, Androsphinx!
What is it, mortal? I have bested you already.
Yeah, but since you beat me though, can you do me a solid?
What wish could I possibly grant you?
No wish! Just take me back. So can I beat this guy? Yes I can! True polymorph! Can I beat the front child of this book? You already know. White dragon!
A cockatrice? Basically, can I kill a chicken?
That's a yes. That's a yes from me.
A rust monster? Can I beat an insect?
Yes. Yes. That's a yes from me. You've got 3 yeses. Ah, yeah. Alrighty. Now that that's done. Where were we?
Oh, yeah.
And with that, I can say without caveat that I have fought the entire Monster Manual. My god, it has been quite a journey. So, let's see those overall scores for today. And now, the score overall. You know what, and going into this, I knew I was going to get my butt kicked. I mean, as soon as Bard was chosen, I was like, oh no. But that's not as bad as I thought, so I'm happy. To all of you who watched, and to those that made a couple of these videos reach 4 figures, which blew me away, to all the new people that are here who subscribed, I just want to say, really, sincerely, thank you. When I made this channel, I really wanted to just throw myself out there. I wanted to be a part of the TTRPG space and just create more than circulate memes or talk about things that we already know about. I wanted to do something that was unique, and I've done some tutorial stuff in the past, which, you know, there's a lot of on the platform, but I thought I want to do that in my own spin and entertain along the way if I could. To all the comments that said really kind things and they believed in me, they want the channel to go somewhere, you guys kept me going, because these videos take a lot of time to make after the very brief amount of time that I have during a week, so it pretty much takes all of my time. But with the motivation that people actually want to see these videos come out, they make me keep making them. So yeah, the more that you guys like the videos, I will continue making them. Without sounding like I'm scrounging, but for those that are watching, please, it would mean the world if you shared this video, this channel around, so hopefully this channel can be big enough that I can do bigger and better things with it. Click the video on screen to take you to the whole playlist of these videos in case you're joining late. I love you all, have a fantastic day, and until next time,